The goal always is the same here. We want to put the 5th trophy in the case. That's our goal this year. Expectations, that's a part of it. This is a dream schedule for us. We have great opportunities. I think we have 5 weeks where we really have the same schedule leading up to a ball game. So people want to see us play, and we like that, and we're comfortable with that. We're going to be our biggest critics, and that's an important part of things, and we're not going to shy away from it.
Now, has the mantra "put the 5th trophy in the case" taken over "protect the Duke"? Or do we have 2 mantras now?
No. That's always the goal. The goal never changes, but fundamentals are the biggest part of the game, and taking care of the Duke. And we'll hit some LT and SNE out here later today on our tackling and our blocking. You'll see we hit that stuff every day, and that's what needs to show up in our first preseason game.
You hit the LT and the SNE? What does that mean?
Yeah, we have a period based off of taking care of the Duke, which is ball security and ball extraction for the offense, defense. It's one of the first things we do when we hit the field after we stretch. And then we have an LT period, which focuses on taking the ball away and tackling properly with fundamentals the right way.
Why do we call that the LT period? Just
to honor history and tradition. One of the greatest players ever play the game.
Okay.
And SNE, named after Chris Sneeve, is the blocking part of it to honor one of the best blockers in Giants history.
And also,
Tom's
I was going to say Tom's son-in-law.
Right.
Tom's son-in-law.
Right, exactly.
That's smart play.
Who's now in what? Is he in coaching now, or did he go into personnel?
He's working
with the Jaguars,
scouting.
with the Jags, right? Yeah, okay. All right, so let's get to your team and those expectations. I know you don't want to shy away from it, but I would imagine just looking at some of the athletes that you have out there, especially now on offense, because I know defense last year, they came into this training camp where they just assaulted your offense early on, especially. But now with the addition of other athletes, Brandon Marshall, Evan Ingram, Red Ellison, of course, the second year of Sterling Shepard, and Odell Beckham Jr., I got to believe that this offense now finally feels like it's whole.
Yeah, well, the expectation part of things, I'll hit that first. Last year, I stood up in front of the team and I said our biggest challenge is going to be handling success. And the way they looked at me like I was a crazy man. And that was the truth. This year, we're going to have that conversation tonight, and I expect there are going to be a lot more men in the room who believe what we're talking about at the time. But you're right, the training camp so far has been a little more even. Last year it was defensive dominated. A lot of guys came in and had a point to prove. And, this year the offense has caught up a little bit. They're making some plays. It's working both ways. There's some battles won both ways, some days won both ways, but that's definitely healthy for the football team, and we're having good competition out there.
It's interesting that you guys say that, because my memory is that it seemed like it took your defense a couple weeks, a month or so, to really find its groove during the regular season last year, where your offense, again, as my memory looks back on last year, was ready to go, from jump. And now you're kind of seeing a bit of not a reversal on that, but you're seeing that everyone
they're catching up. They're just catching up because you have great athletes on offense, which brings me to the next point, and that would be your position of left tackle and Eric Flowers. I was telling Craig, I said, everybody's on this kid. He's a first-round draft choice. He's athletic. He's big, but he's still a kid. I mean, it's hard to look at a 335-pound person as a 23-year-old kid who's just really becoming a man and understanding what his role is. I was reading an article last week about him saying now he's starting to understand exactly what is expected of him. What do you see from him, and what can Giant fans expect from the left tackle position?
Yeah, really, he's a guy that, not to make any excuses for him, but in reality, he should have been the rookie this year.
Right.
And he's a young man. He's still learning the game. He's got a lot to learn. He throws everything he has into it. He works his tail off, whether it's in the weight room and on the practice field, and he's getting better. He's in football shape, or getting in football shape. And we're excited for the potential this year.
What is the attributes of a left tackle that you look for and you desperately desire to have a guy over there that's a dominant player?
Well, I think, the body type, you want a guy that has some length. That always helps.
So he has that.
He has the length. You're looking for a guy that is quick off the ball and can think on his feet quickly, a guy that can drop his hips and play with good bend, because a lot of the great defensive ends in this league can really dip their shoulders and dip their hips and bend and get some Z's in the knees and get underneath those tackles and can bend around a tight curve pretty easily.